AutoValue AI is a AI-powered tool that analyzes the pictures of the cars offered for sale at the auctions to determine the good and bad parts on each vehicle and ultimately produce a salvage bid for every vehicle offered for sale in North America. As you can see here, this car here has damage on the left front corner and down the left side. Jump back around, got left fender, left front door, left rear door bad. Close the pictures here, scroll down. The tool has analyzed those images, determined the left front door is bad, the left rear door is bad, the front bumper is bad, the left fender is bad. And so those good and bad choices are made. A VIN decode has been run and all the interchange numbers have been assigned to the vehicle. It's then queried your PowerLink, Pinnacle, or Checkmate system to determine your quantity on hand, sales, demand, pricing data, so we know how to price the part also, and ultimately delivered an estimated sale price for what that part is probably going to sell for on just the ones that are good. You have two different methods of how to calculate bids. One of them is to use the estimated sale price and subtract out a fixed overhead. Other one is to use a cost of goods method using the AI index score here to produce a bid amount for each individual part, and then simply sum those up to come up with a landed price here. So we've got two different bidding methods. We've got all the AIs being done for the good and bad choices, the interchange choices, everything's queried live from your system. All the pricing is correct. You've got settings to configure how you may want to devalue parts. In the example here, headlights are devalued by 75% down to only consider 25% of their value. This example here, the hood is devalued by 25% to only count the hood's at 75% of value. So that's a setting that you can control. You've also got pre-configurable settings for age discounts. As vehicles get a little bit older, you may want to discount for the age of them. You've got configurable mileage discounts. If you've got high mileage, it'll discount. And then core charges. What is the core value for each part that has a core value on it? And this is a configurable number that is a percentage of the actual number, however you want to configure that. All this is all applied to give you this estimated sale price. The extra parts number right here is what the system anticipates you're going to sell beyond these 24 part types. And so, you know, are you going to sell the smaller rotating mechanicals? Are you going to sell some interior components? This number here right now is using a default value, but if you've had a very similar vehicle to this in the past in your system, it will actually display actual sales history. So it knows exactly what it's ultimately going to sell based on historical sales of what does sell off that particular vehicle. So that number there can fluctuate from being a default percentage to being an actual dollar amount there when you have that feature turned on. So let's explore the two different bidding methods. One amount here, this bid amount here, if you have that method turned on, that $4,000 would come up to the top, and then ultimately just say take the $4,000 minus the auction fees, minus the transportation cost to give you a recommended bid. So that is one method of how it could work. In this example here, we've got fixed overhead turned on. So we're taking the estimated sale price of those parts, the $5,900, subtracting out an $1,800 fixed overhead, subtracting out the auction fees, the transportation cost, and getting a recommended bid there for that. You can put in your planned bid amount here. So you're going to plan to bid $3,200 on the vehicle. It would save that there. If you want to put any notes in here as to what you recognized on that vehicle for a reason you may have bid something differently, a reminder or prompt for you to understand what you may want to look at later. And also you can flag the vehicle as okay to bid or excluded, bid placed, one pending, one final, and lost. I'm going to flag this one as okay to bid. And then you ultimately can jump into Copart or IA's listing to place the bid on the vehicle. Again, we do not place the bid for you. You have to go to the website and place the bid directly. In the event that you do not know the mileage of the vehicle, there is a shortcut to take you straight to the Carfax link. So if you've got a subscription to Carfax, you can just run that right there. ACV data is displayed there also. And if you wanted to print this page out, you can print it. If you wanted to add it to our internal watch list, you can add it to a watch list. And if you wanted to filter the vehicle out completely so that you're not going to be bidding on the vehicle, you can do that also. Up at the top, there is a a ribbon that shows you the next vehicles. You can simply click on the next vehicle, and it will just jump straight ahead to the next vehicle and populate it for you. Got all the details there, and so you just work through them as you please. It's this is the next available vehicle in line. Oh, there's one with mechanical damage right there, and it catches that, flags the mechanicals as being bad, so you don't end up bidding on it. This vehicle ultimately ended up with a 0 bid because of the mechanical problems with it. Let's go back to the summary page so you can see how the summary page works. We now have a pending update icon up here. If the system is recalculating numbers for you because you just made a settings change, that pending update will appear there until the calculations are done. Typically, it's 2 to 4 minutes, depending on the size of the inventory. Across the top up here, you've got 4 tabs: the My Auctions, Extended Auctions, Ultra Extended, and All. Typically, you would pre-configure the My Auctions to be the ones that you work locally on a regular basis. Extended may be a little further away. Ultra Extended may be even a little further away, and All would be everything in North America. When you choose the different tabs, the drop downs change here as to which auctions that you have pre-configured to be in your My Auctions or Extended Auctions tab. And the filters change based on how you pre-configure the filters and how you want those to work. And so watch how I go to Extended Auctions, watch these year models change. I go to Extended, 16 model, go to Ultra Extended, and this one's not configured right here. But go back to My Auctions here, and we've got these filters being applied. And the list of vehicles appearing down here are coming from the auctions in this drop down and filtered based on the filters that are here. And so it's very quickly to see everything that's being offered for sale. Now, because I did not choose an auction, everything down here below is from all the auctions that are local to this particular example. And so we can see Mobile, New Orleans, Jackson, all grouped together here. And now you can filter based on any of these filters. Now, the pre-configured ones would pre-filter, obviously. But if you just on the fly wanted to change something up and said, oh, I only want to look at 4-wheel drive stuff today. So you could choose the 4-wheel drive options and then only be looking at 4-wheel drive vehicles, and those are applied automatically, and the list is updated for you. Got the little spinning wheel here basically saying it's rethinking. Now we've got just the 4-wheel drives being displayed. You've also got the ability to filter based on engine displacement, transmission type, title type, seller type, maximum distance from your door to where the vehicle is stored, maximum number of times listed, maximum number of unique lot numbers, damage type, status type. Maybe you've already flagged them as okay to bid and you want to see the ones that are flagged as okay to bid. Auction date. What we've seen some yards actually do is do My Auctions and then let it be All Auctions and then choose the next available auction date. And so, hey, I want to look at stuff that may be selling tomorrow. This particular example, there's nothing for tomorrow. We'll make a look at something that's selling today. And now we only see auctions that are occurring today. So you can group them together. And again, you're seeing New Orleans, New Orleans and Jackson on this screen here together because we've chosen just today's date. You can also filter based on the current bid. If the current bid is greater than the recommended bid, you can make it automatically apply. Here's an example right here where the current high bid is already higher than the recommended maximum bid. And so you may decide that you want to auto filter those. So you could say, hey, I want to filter anything that's 25% higher than the recommended maximum bid. So it would filter those vehicles out and make them disappear off the screen for you. And so that's, again, it's thinking here for, recalculate that in just a second. You now can search by Hollander number. You want to put in an exact Hollander interchange number, like a 300-123. You could search for vehicles that contain those exact Hollander interchange numbers. Also, we got filters based on ACV. If you ultimately wanted to only bid on vehicles that had an ACV, a lot of times that's indicative of it being an insurance vehicle. Okay, now as you sort the list, notice that they all have AI index scores assigned to them. The higher the AI index score is, the more you need that vehicle. But you get to a point where the AI index score is so high, it's probably going to be a repairable vehicle with almost no damage on it. So let's look at these pictures here. Very little damage on that left front corner, and a lot of the other parts are good. We do have frame data on that one right there, looks like. But it's got a lot of good parts on it, and so you really do need that vehicle. If we clicked on it, we'll see that it's flagged with some bad parts in the rear and then some bad parts in the front, but you need everything else. You got high demand for the items, low quantity on hand, high value for the parts, and so it's ultimately getting high AI index scores for each part. That AI index score is summed to give you the grand total of the AI index score up here, and so that vehicle there has a very high AI index score. This they run to about 1400 and they go all the way down to 0. And so, oh, one other thing I forgot to show you, just saw pop up. These columns are now movable. You can drag and drop them where you want them to be, and you also can hide them if you want to hide them to make them disappear. If you want to just clean this up, you want to rearrange these to be in a different order, you can just drag them and drop them where you want them to be. You have to click on this little icon here to drag them over, and they just swap places there. And so you can move that around. Some people were wanting to get that bid amount over closer to the part type, and so that's easy to do now. And so you can run that over. Also, any historical vehicle you've had historically, it would display here historical average purchase price of $6,200, and average profit is displayed right there. So you can also see that if you've had that vehicle in the past. Going back to the summary page, if you've had that vehicle in the past, that average historical profit displays here, and so you can see exactly what's going on with it. Settings now are allow for bid methods, including a adjustable overhead bidding method. And so the settings now allow you to actually have some basic configurations, including core values and how you want to assign core values, how you want tabs to open, how you want demand to populate, if you want the thumbnail to appear or not, the thumbnail scroll bar to appear or not. And if you have how large you want the thumbnails to be, just some basic details right there as to how you want that to work. You've also now got the ability to assign core values to only the part types that you want to assign core values to. We also now have a price cap for each part type. You may decide, hey, I don't want to put more than $500 in headlights. You can now limit that to whatever you want to limit it to. You also can devalue each part type based on how you want to, and then ultimately devalue a part based on its overstock. So if you're overstocked, you can devalue it automatically substantially more too. The auction groups has not changed much. You still can just select which auctions that you want to appear in your My Auctions, My Extended, and Ultra Extended auctions. Notifications will be working sometime in the next week or so. We're actually triggering emails to go out to the owner or the buyer if the buy it now price is lower than the recommended bid amount. Here's where the big change has occurred just recently in the bid calculations. Now we now have a mileage discount that can be configured over 100, 150, and 200,000 miles. That can be configured now separately. Also, the bid method now can be determined based on the age of the vehicle. As the vehicle ages, you may decide that you want to have a different method of calculating that bid amount for it. The cost of goods, or the rainbow chart, was the original method we deployed, and now we offer the fixed overhead and the percentage of ACV. And that can be determined again by the age of the vehicle. And then here is the fixed overhead method. And so you can determine how much you want to have fixed overhead based on the value of all the good parts that are on that vehicle. And so it goes all the way up, so you can choose exactly what you want it to be. And then the ACV method also, if you want to buy some ultra late model stuff, we've had some requests to actually bid as a percentage of ACV, and those would be highly valuable vehicles there. You may actually be bidding 40 or 50% of ACV on, is what we heard. Just below this is still the cost of goods bidding method that uses the AI index score. Again, these numbers are still all adjustable and configurable uniquely in how you want that to work. The higher needed parts on the far right side, the less needed parts on the far left side. And then we have the different rows based on the value of each individual part. And then lastly, we've got settings to configure where the price data needs to come from. Do you want to come from existing inventory, 90-day sales history, regional average asking price, a standard wholesale standard B type price, or Einstein pricing tool, or of course you could do an average, minimum, or maximum of any of those five. That is how the settings all work. Right out of the gate, the pre-configured settings that we put in place will work wonderful for you. Very easy to transition from an existing method over to this new method. Keep in mind that all the analysis work is done for you way ahead of time. So all the analysis of looking at the pictures, determining all the good and bad parts, everything is done for you. And so it speeds up the process and allows you to have a much larger radius of auctions to preview and analyze, letting you cherry pick exactly which vehicles you may want to buy. Appreciate your time. Thank you.